Hello, everybody. This is Carol from Friendly Quail, and it's Tuesday, so it's time for me to try something new. So, anyway, I was looking at, I remember seeing a video about using die cuts to make stamps, and I thought I had saved it, but I couldn't find it. So I went back and I did a search and I looked at a number of videos, and I'm going to link one below that I think is the best explanation and the one that I followed the most. And I have some things that I tried. This one has an extra thing on here because I have this on, it's kind of curled. So I laid something heavy on it and I did it right on top of here, and some of the leftover ink came out. But what I'm going to do is show you how I did it, following directions and things. And I'm going to show you how it stamps and things like that. And I'll show you how to make it. So let's get going. First of all, I'm going to show you, I did a bunch of them. And like I said, these are curled up, but I'll show you how I get around that. And like this one is this. You get a mirror image. This one is here, and you get a mirror image. And I tried some different leaves and another flower. So I did some different colors. I really like how they turned out. The hardest thing was the really thin ones to get them out. Like these up here were really hard. I maybe had that up too far. Did I? Yeah. This was the hardest thing to do. I did learn some techniques about getting them out before as I tried it, I got better at it, put it that way. So I'm going to show you some of the hints that I had for doing this, and I'll keep this out to stamp a couple things on it. Okay, now I have, find it, I have this one, because I ordered this adhesive foam sheets, 9x12, and this happened, I did the thicker one, 3 millimeters thick. I'll put that up if you're interested. And it has paper on one side and just the foam on the other. This is, it has adhesive and there's paper over it. You can get that foam in different colors. You could also do regular foam that you buy, like I guess there's some small ones at the dollar store, and they're always thinner than this. And so people tend to cut 2 of them and then layer them up and glue them together, and there's no adhesive on it. This worked pretty slick. The backing that I have it on was rolled up like this. It was like for an overhead machine that they used to use in school, and it's really thick, so it worked pretty good, but it is rolled up. But I got around that. I got around it using permanent sided tape. On her video, she said don't use permanent, use removable, but the permanent worked fine for me, and it's plastic, and it does come off of my acrylic block too. And I just put a couple on, and I've been using it for all of them. So like this, I'm going to put on here, and when I put it on the tape, it starts to, it stays down pretty well usually. Now it's been since yesterday, and it's not wanting to stick on as well. But yesterday I did it a lot. And then this is a bee, and I'm using VersaFine Clair in different colors. And I left this one white so I could show you that I'm putting it on. You can press down on it because it's flexible and it compresses. I can get a really good coverage. I'm using a wipe to take off the extra ink just in case. And then why you want plastic or even glass would work too is because you can see where you're placing it. And I'm just going to put it down, and then I'm going to press on it. Okay, and then take it off, and you get a really nice, I didn't quite get all of it off on this wing right here. I should have wiggled it back and forth because it does, let's try another one. It does some, here we go. It does work that way. Okay, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to put this down. And get your thing. That one, I got all of it. So that was good. Now, there is some ink left on here, and you can try to get it off. You can kind of wipe parts of it off. And it's probably not all going to come off because it's going to be stained. And then I can pop that off of here. And now this is what I have to store. That's it. It's flat, you know, it's relatively flat. They're round, but it does make a difference. Okay, now this one, I'm going to try something with that I hadn't done. I'm grabbing a pen. And she said, see, this is the one that was just plain. And apparently, if you want, and I'm going to try this, if you want lines in it, all you have to do is use a pen. And it makes a dent. And we'll see how it works. I'm kind of trying to put some lines on it, and we'll see if it works, because this is a gel pen. I don't know if the type of pen makes a difference, but supposedly it gives it puts a dent in that it doesn't the ink doesn't get in as much or something. We'll see if it works. And maybe I don't have it as much as I should. Like, I didn't press hard enough. I don't know, because I haven't done this before. So, let me just try this. This is Fallen Leaves. Let me put it on here first. Because it does kind of flatten it out, and it works pretty good. Yeah, it looks like it's maybe going to work because I'm not seeing any ink in those lines that I made. So if that's the case, that's very cool, because then you can put some detail into it. The most difficult part is taking everything out of the little holes. Okay, let's see how we did. Ooh, yeah, it worked. Not perfect, but because I got some things kind of close together, but I do have lines in the leaves. Some of them didn't work as well. So I think pressing harder, or maybe having more of a point, because this is a gel pen, maybe having a point would work better. But I like that idea, and I'm just experimenting with it right now. I did a few yesterday. So I'm going to take this one off and put it out of the way. Now, this stuff you can cut into pieces because you have to put it in your die cut machine. And of course, it doesn't fit if you use a whole sheet. So we are using, I'm using Thinlits because that's mostly what I have. And like this is the one I just did here. And I had some other ones. And I'm going to try this one. I've got that ready, and a couple of these to show you how to do it. Plus, I have this, and I'm going to try this. This one I'm going to have to do from the back because you need a mirror image. So if I just did this, love would be backwards. So what I want to do is cut it from the back, like the adhesive side. But first, I'm going to try this, and I've got my Sizzix here, and all you do is take the foam. I've got the paper down here underneath, and I just laid some dies on here, and I'm going to put it between my two pieces of plastic here. Now, I'm using it the same as if I had paper, because it compresses and it does cut all the way through, but you can only do it once because it could move. Okay, I did it. It's a little tough, but I am getting it through slowly. I think this one was a little harder because of this being so big. Plus, I maybe had this upside down the way I usually put it. Okay, so once you've got that done, you can see it's cut all the way through the paper. You can see the cut is all the way through there. One thing that I'll try in a minute, but before I get this out of the way, I want to do a piece that will have love on it backwards. Here. Okay, so this is the side with the paper, so I'm going to cut it backwards. I'm going to cut a piece that's big enough. You can do, you know, multiples, or you can just do one. I'm going to try this. Haven't done it yet. So I'm doing it from the back so that when I take the paper off, it will be in reverse. Okay. And let's see. I'll try that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this one went through much easier. Okay. So now you can see this is the paper side. So one thing I found out that if before I take off the die, if I take the outer part off, it works better. And I'll show you with some of the other ones too. And then I'm going to take the paper off. And let me get rid of this now. And I'm going to take a piece of, I've got some under here. I was trying to flatten it out, but it didn't work too good. Oh, I thought I must have used them all up. Okay, I'll just cut a piece of this. I cut this on my, I'm going to cut it on my cutting board actually to get straight edges from this thing here. I'm just going to put some in here. And this magnet thing has to come off. I think that's how they made it stay straight on the top of the overhead. Whoops, sorry. Should have looked to see if I had more under there, but you know, oh well. I'm going to cut that there and get rid of that. And I'm going to cut a piece off. Now I found that it doesn't seem to matter which side I put it on, but it's easier to put it on the inside of the curve. I'm going to cut a couple more pieces here that I can use today. Okay, so I've got my piece of plastic and I have to take the paper off, and that is on this side in this case. Okay, so far I got around the outside. And then you can stick it on your piece of plastic. Now, she also used lids of jars, pieces of plastic from a milk carton, and she used cardboard. So what we're going to do is, let's see, you take out the middle parts. I didn't get all the paper off. Let's see, I have to take this off. I'm thinking I might have, I've never used this one before. I got it free when I ordered something from Simon Says Stamp. They gave me a free present, and it was this. So I've never actually used this die before. Okay, but I think this will do it. I have one more piece to take out. I'm going to get rid of this, and we're going to try a stamp and see how it works. Okay, so I am going to put this on here. I can see a little tiny piece of paper in here that didn't come off. Not that it matters because it's down inside here, but so it wouldn't make a difference. Let's try Love. in red. I do have a little bit that I got on the edge over here. I'm wiping it off. I might have to put some different tape on because I see it's picked up some dirt. Okay, so let's see how we did with this one. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Did you see what I did there? All right, so that worked pretty good. I think I'm going to put some extra tape on. So this, even though it was permanent, it comes right off the plastic, and it comes right off the plastic that I'm using. It would not work as well if you like had cardboard or something. So I wouldn't be using it if I didn't have plastic and plastic. So this is really old tape that's kind of fallen off. I don't know how long I've had it. I'm getting the end. It's kind of falling off the dispenser. I'm going to put some down. And I think I might try 3 rows. Straighten it out. Because some of the smaller ones, I was usually able to put them like side to side and it worked. But I think having an extra roll of tape might be better. So it's double-sided sticky tape. This is what I had the last time. I just had it a little long. And I'm going to put one more down the middle. Whoop. And it didn't work too well, but I think it'll work for our purposes. Went too fast. Okay. So this is one of my regular acrylic blacks for my plastic pieces. Now, I'm going to get back to this one. Same thing, I'm going to see if I can get... Oh, these fell out already. These are some little holly leaves. So I didn't get it off with this intact, and I might not with this one either because it's got so many lines around it. Nope, I'm not going to. Can I get any of them off? Oh. That's just not going to work. Okay, and one thing I learned to do is cut into like where it's coming up. Get rid of that. So I got right into this today without saying anything. I hope everyone's doing well and that you're enjoying the weather. It's actually starting to cool off. We're getting some fall weather in Florida. Actually only got up in the 70s. High 70s, but 70s yesterday. Okay. So this... Now the paper's coming off. And I've already got some of the center stuff out. This one's smaller. So now I push it down. Oops. It should be like that. Okay, now I'm using a tweezers with a small head, but it's pointy and it's got a slant on it. And I think any type of tweezers that you would use, I'm gonna put the stuff I pull out in here. If it was skinny, it would work, and it needs to be able to grab onto this. The bigger pieces are actually harder to get out than the little pieces. And I'm just sort of sticking them onto here. Now in the video that I watched, she had a beautiful large stamp, just very decorative. And when she pulled things out, it wasn't representative like this. It was more of a design. She actually laid them along the side of her design and made an extra row of design on it. It worked pretty good. It looked great. So I know this takes a while to do, but I wanted to show you how to do it, the whole thing. And I really found this to be quite enjoyable. I don't even mind taking these little things out. Kind of a zen thing. Just have to make sure you get them all out. There were a couple of my Thinlits that had kind of a rim or like a line on it already. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Let me get the rest of these out. See, the bigger ones are actually the hardest to get out. And that's because there's more sticky sticking it onto the plastic. But trying to do it without it being on the plastic would be really hard. Maybe for the last couple ones, I'm going to put it really close. So you can see these little bumps right here and here and here. Probably should have been closer all the way along. Okay, and I have this one here yet. Try to go in and just grab that little piece and take it out. So now it's got the holes in wherever that was. Okay, now I'm going to go back down before I forget. And we're going to try it. Again. See, it's holding much better since I put new stuff on. It just kind of wears out. This is Shady Lane. got some on the edge. I'm going to wipe it off. But, you know, there's a lot of times when I thought, I wish I had a stamp like that. And now I can do it. I can do it with this. Okay, let's put it onto here. This is like a cedar branch for Christmas, I guess. That looks great. I think, you know, it would be really nice for on in a Christmas journal or something. Okay, now what I'm going to do is one more. I'm going to do this one here, and I'm going to pop it out and see if I can get it out with the thing still on it. If I push from the back and it's big enough that I'm able to do it. And I will get it on. There. Came out. I got still this on. That works out the easiest. I'm going to get the paper off of it. And I'm going to put it on this piece of plastic. Now, I'm not going to make you sit here while I take all the little pieces out. But if I hold it up close, you can see all the little pieces that I have to pull out. And I'm going to put you on pause, and I will come back when I've got them taken out. I don't want to turn you off. I'm back. It's 10 minutes later, and I have just a couple more left to do. These bigger ones are a little bit harder to get out, so sometimes I have to grab them a couple of times. And if you distort your foam a little bit, you have to move it back, like this one got a little bit off, and then press down so it's back on. But this is how you do it. Now, when I did this with paper, I had to poke all these same little things out. So I'm only doing it once for this. And I'll be able to use it many times. I don't know how long they'll last, but I know it'll be more than one. I'm going to cut some of this extra stuff off. I have too much. I don't want it to hang over the edge of the block. Let's see. Much. Okay, I'm going to put this on here. I actually don't have it totally straight on the plastic, so I'm kind of putting it so I've got it a little straighter on the block. But you'll be able to see it anyway. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to... Why not? I'll just do blue. Because I haven't used this color. And it's dark. Dark, dark, dark blue. This is... Twilight. It's a kind of a blackish blue. And I think we're doing okay. I'm making sure I get the edges really well. Okay. Let's see how we do. I'm lining it up. Say I want it on the edge of a page. Line it up like that. Put it down very carefully. so that you don't smear it. Ta-da! I think that's great. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. That was my dear husband calling from the doctor's office asking me what local pharmacy we use. Anyway, that is how that turned out. And I think that's pretty slick. And if you would use it multiple times, you don't have to pull that out or poke it out any more than that one time. So that's it for today. And I will see you in my next video. And do remember to do something you love to do every day, because that's the secret to happiness. This is Carol from Friendly Quill saying bye.